Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, and just going to check and see that our live stream signal is going proper. So please bear with me. And yeah, here we are. We are online. We are live. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving for all those American audiences. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving weekend so far. And the week is long. The weekend is long, so I hope you have a good time. And right now, I think I'd like to go and have a look at our TradingView platform. And as always, start from the futures. So here we are looking at our S&P 500 futures. Good morning, Inf. Good morning. Happy Friday, my friend. I hope you are doing well. We have S&P 500, which is up 0.10% in pre-market session. This is the S&P 500 futures we are talking about. And we had a line of resistance that we had plotted out here. It has been breached. And the thing that we want to look for today is whether we are going to be able to confirm this as a line of support. In order to confirm this as a line of support, we need to close at 6846.25 or above. If we do that, then we are all set to look at the next target, which is going to be an entry into this parallel channel, which has been coming with us all the way from 25th of June, 2025. So that's what we are looking at. Yeah, the markets close at 1 p.m. today. And yeah, when the volume is low, volatility will be quite high. Now let's look at NASDAQ. Again, NASDAQ has broken out of this this line of support that we had, line of resistance that we had. And now today, it has to close about 25,372 for us to confirm this as a line of support. And another thing I would like to point out is that both for NASDAQ as well as S&P 500, we got to see how it is performing with relation to the previous diagonal line of resistance that I had created. We already broken out of that as well. So today, if we close above this line, then we'll be confirming a couple of these resistance as support, and that will again add to the bullishness of the market. Of course, from a fundamental perspective, I think this is looking very bearish from my fundamental perspective, but technicals are indicating that everything is looking gung-ho out here. Hey, Trading Learner, thanks for joining. Yeah, I'll do NVDA also today. I'll share my thoughts, and I'd like to hear your thoughts as well. Let us look at dollar index, which is kind of consolidated. There's a double top. So I would expect that if we get triggered out here at 99.199, it would be a big drop for dollar index. VIX is elevated. It's up 1.45. I've drawn this line of support out here, which indicates that if VIX came down, it will get a bounce back from here, but we're already turning around from here. Could this candle have been a trend reversal candle? I don't know. There seems to be some kind of a support out here, which has bounced it off much ahead of schedule, and it makes sense as well because we have seen a whole lot of consolidation out here, but I wouldn't have picked that up on my own. Now that I see we have a new candle out here, then I can see that pattern, but it was very subtle. So gold also is picking up. As you can see, we are testing the parallel channel. We are testing the top of the parallel channel. If we manage to break out from here, as you know the drill, we are going to be trying to see if we can confirm above this, in which case we are going for the next all-time high, 4,361 plus, and that's in order for us. So there is still a lot of amendments that are needed, improvements that are needed in the gold chart. Market sentiment has got to become more of neutral at least, and MACD is already bullish. Momentum is above average, so MACD and momentum are adding to the positives out here, and the breakout from the bullish pennant is also adding to the positive out here. So all we need is for the market sentiment to improve. That's what we are waiting for, and then all systems are go, and we'll take out the all-time high of 4,362, because now I would like to plot what is going to be our There is a little bit of misbehavior here happening in my chart. So this is my bull flag out here for gold. Should I do this? No, I think I'll be a little bit more conservative with my bull flag. I'll take it from here. This will be a more conservative approach. So this is my flagpole for a bull flag, and this is the point of exit. So I would be looking at, let's do this. Let's recalibrate. Sometimes TradingView does not act very well. Today it's not allowing me to, come on. Today it's not allowing me to manipulate it the way I want it to. So I'm just going to do a little bit of jugglery out here to find out if I can fix the top. I'm not able to do that. Okay, I'm going to give that up. I think we are going to go for an all-time high. Once I figure out how to use this chart, I would try to come back to you guys with the exact number out here, because as you can see, I cannot see the number. Let me do this. Okay, I'm not going to waste time on this one, but it's a bull flag and that's a high target for gold. Let's say that, and let's move with it. And that high target is above 4,531. Let us do that. Okay, we'll find this out later. Next time I come, I'll have this sorted out. Now let's go on and have a look at our indicators. S&P 500. Yeah, INTU also. Inf will do INTU as well. If I forget, please remind me and I'll get it done. Okay. So now let us go on to S&P 500. Now we have a diagonal line of resistance here, and that resistance today is going to be at 6,821.71. If we break out of it, then our next resistance is 6,837.74, which happens to be the middle of the channel. And that's what we are looking at. And our support is out here. And the support is going to be at 6,794.47. Overall, the market sentiment is bearish. However, MACD is bullish, and we are also seeing that the RSI is looking pretty good. Let me push it up where it belongs. RSI is looking pretty good, plenty of room for the RSI. Momentum is also above average. So S&P 500 looks really good to me at this stage, despite the fact that fundamentals are bad. Let's go with the technicals. That's what indicate what the market is looking at. And for NASDAQ, I think we are going to have a support at 25,219. And today we are looking at confirming this as a support. For doing that, we have to close above 25,308.64. Hi, hot dog. Thanks for joining. So that's what we are looking at. Next, let's look at QQQ, which is actually in the pre-market session. It's actually trading. It's up 0.46%. And in QQQ, you can see that we have broken above another resistance of ours in the last trading day. That resistance was 613.62. So the order of business for today is to close at or above 616.44. If we happen to do that, then we confirm this support and will potentially take away this head and shoulder pattern for good. So that's what I'm thinking. Now I'd like to draw a diagonal line and connect the top of the two candles out here, which shows that we have another support as well. I'm going to remove this, but there's another support as well. So overall, I think QQQ is looking pretty strong. And one more area of resistance potentially could be at around 618.74. That could be another resistance that we can have, because that would coincide with support for these two candles and a resistance for this candle and support for these two candles as well. So there's a good strength out there. Now let's go on and have a look at AI. Let's do the NVDA part first. Somebody asked for NVIDIA. That was Trading Learner. Okay, so what do I think of NVIDIA? Well, in the morning, I wrote to somebody that I have a small portion of NVIDIA in my portfolio. I was mistaken. And I have Meta, not NVIDIA. I took profit on NVIDIA and sold it off. Okay, so let's look at what is at play here. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bearish, momentum below average. All of these indicates that the market has not yet made up its mind clearly about NVIDIA one way or the other. Then we have the head and shoulder pattern, which is bearish, which has a target of around $147. So we have breached the neckline and we started coming down. That's why I had the target. But in the last trading day, we broke out on the upside and we converted the neckline, which was a resistance, into a support. But that is not a confirmed support. So for today, the order of business for bulls is, what they would expect is, first of all, to confirm this line of resistance, the neckline, as a support. For that, the stock price today has to close at 182.84 or above. Then that will make the bulls a little happy because they have one support right now, which is a defense against the force of the head and shoulder. The second thing that bulls will look forward to is somehow to break above 183.50 and then the subsequent day to confirm above around 183.58. So if that happens, then there'll be another line of resistance which is converted into a support and confirmed. That's what the bulls are looking for. What does a bear look for? A bear looks for us to break back down. Remember, this resistance has not been confirmed. It's a confirmed support, but as a resistance, it has not been confirmed. We broke down below this, but the next day immediately we went up and we closed above, so we could not confirm. Then the next day we came down, we gapped down, and then we moved back up again. But the following day, we did not confirm. So this line of resistance and support is now unconfirmed either way. We want to see, as bears, this being confirmed as a resistance. So if the neckline is confirmed as a resistance, head and shoulder firmly comes back into play. And then we would like to take out our support at 173.79. So this is what is happening, in my opinion, with NVIDIA. So you can take whichever aspect you want to look at, either as a bull or a bear. I have given you what you need to watch out for. Personally, I'm bearish on NVIDIA. Jensen Huang made some statements that NVIDIA GPUs are a generation ahead of Google. So my personal understanding of GPUs is that you have specialized AI chips, which are specialized on doing one aspect of AI perfectly, whereas NVIDIA GPUs are general. So that's one aspect. Second aspect is, for learning, there's a separate chip, and for inference, there's a separate chip. Now, whatever Google is doing, that is TPUs, which they have been working on for a long time, even before this AI fad came into being. And with Gemini 3 in place, I think Google looks really strong. And for Google, chips is not their main business. So Google can undercut the price and do whatever they need to do in order to improve that ecosystem. And NVIDIA has got CUDA, and AMD and Google will try to break that by giving financial incentives so that people could like to get into open software, which is equivalent to CUDA, and build it around other platforms and make it more generic like Java or something like that. So this is my personal musings. I would like to hear from you guys what you think, and you can put it in the comment section, and I would be very happy to get your feedback. With that said, let's go on to Meta, which is what I have in my portfolio. Hot Dog is saying Google's tensor chip is basically an ASIC inference chip. Yeah, so for inference, it would be good, but for learning, you still need NVIDIA. That is my understanding, and I stand corrected if somebody knows better. So Meta, I'm still holding. It is profitable in my portfolio. Yeah, in the coming years, inference chips will become more important because most of the learning would already have been done, and inference chip will be important, and the learning payload will be lesser, and therefore older chips can still be used. So NVIDIA can't be beaten, but NVIDIA may find a reduction in their sales prospect. It's not going to be the same gung-ho thing. It becomes like our computers are so powerful and they are much cheaper than our first computer that we had with so less capacity. That's the dynamic that's going to come in. Okay, coming back to Meta, I think that we have converted one of the resistance. Sorry, we have been pushed down by one of the resistance at 636.48. This morning we are up 0.35%, but we still have a test at 636.48. This is going to be a resistance. This is a confirmed resistance, and we have not been able to break above it. So I think we'll be pushed back down from here. But if somehow we manage to break this, then the next resistance for us is 651.47. And the order of business for today for a bullish person would be to confirm at or above 638.88 so that this line of resistance can be confirmed as a support. However, I think because we closed below this line yesterday, any candle that happens to form above this line of resistance will have to be beaten the next day in order for us to confirm this as a support. So from a bullish perspective, yeah, today I would probably like to take profits and get my money in place if I don't see something positive happening out here. If we close above this resistance, I would be happy because this gap down will start attracting it like a magnet upwards. But otherwise, you're looking at a bear flag forming. Next, let's look at Google, which is up 0.77%. Could this be a trend reversal pattern that we are seeing here with an intention to do a gap fill? I think the gap fill prospect is pretty high. The only thing that is going positive for Google is all the positive news that we have heard, the positive sentiment which is reflected here, MACD which is bullish, and momentum which is above average with room on the RSI for this to go up further. The negative aspects are the gap up, which is irregular pricing. So we need to come back down to fill this gap. It could happen now or it could happen later. Right now, it's looking like we are forming a bullish pennant, but the formation is not yet complete. So let us see what candles come in here. Right now, Google is looking bullish. Yeah, discount on Google is welcome. When we get the discount, we get into Google for the long term. Amazon is up 0.78% in pre-market trades. This is a bear flag in my opinion. And we also have a bearish market sentiment, bearish MACD, and momentum is still below average. Pre-market, we are up 0.76. To that extent, I would say RSI might improve and MACD might improve a little bit, but MACD at the most might become neutral or almost close to neutral. But market sentiment is still bearish. So let us see a few more candles form because this is a bear flag in my opinion, and we are still under the influence of this topping tail out here, which is a bearish sign. Apple is up 0.33%. This diagonal line of support of the bull flag is still operative. I'm going to mark this green. So we have already confirmed this diagonal line of support as a support. So I marked this green. And now we have this topping tail, which is a bearish signal. So we have to be wary about this topping tail. The bearishness of the topping tail is offset by the support that we have here today, which is a confirmed support. However, it's also offset by weak market sentiment, by a neutral MACD. But the positive aspect is a high momentum and pretty strong RSI with plenty of room for it to move up. So I would say overall the bias is stacked upwards rather than downwards. And because we have this this bull flag, I would say I would peg it out at the point where it broke and paste. Okay, let's take this, copy, paste. So here we are. Let me see if I can show you. Again, I'm having trouble with with TradingView platform at this point of time. I'm finding it difficult to scroll up. It's locked somehow. I had to find a way to unlock this. Let me see. No, it's not working. So I'm gonna let this be. I'm not wasting time on this, but I have a target out there. I can't tell you what the target is because I'm not able to scroll up, but let us see if I can do something to show you where it is. No, nothing is possible. Let it be. I'll try to get to the help desk and find out how I can get this fixed. So Apple has got a bullish target. Let's look at Microsoft, which is up 0.68%. I think Microsoft is still under the influence of the head and shoulder. We had breached the neckline and we had come down, and we have a target, and our target happens to be 440.61. I'm looking forward to that target, and this formation out here in my mind looks more like a bear flag, and the bear flag has a greater probability of breaking down on the downside. However, the last candle that we formed was struggling to break out of this very strong resistance from these two lines out here, the diagonal line of resistance and the horizontal line of resistance, which coincided at 486.27, and we ended up at 488.79 this morning, up 68%. So that's a resounding endorsement for a lot of strength for Microsoft, but I still think that we are still going to be in the control of the head and shoulder, which gives us a target of 441.64. And the reasons for that is, first of all, the head and shoulder pattern. The second reason is bearish market sentiment. The third one is bearish MACD. The fourth one is below average momentum. So all those factors put together, I think Microsoft may form a red candle today. Tesla is up 0.47% in pre-market trades. It's got a support at 418.54, but that's not a confirmed support. So there is a probability of it to break down. And then in that case, it can find support at 412.20, which is a confirmed support. Oracle is down 2.47%, and it will get a support, which is going to be 196.76. That's our support for today. Everything is bearish for Oracle, so consolidation is in order out here. AMD is up 1.23%. I would look at this more as a bearish pennant for AMD because overall the chart is looking bearish to me, and the market sentiment is bearish. MACD is bearish. Momentum is also below average. SMCI is up 1.08%. It will find resistance at 34.13 and support at 31.10, and any movement that I see this morning, I would attribute it to a bearish pennant with more chance of going down than going up. Let's look at Broadcom. Broadcom is up 0.11. If Google goes down, Broadcom is also likely to go down. So we have to keep that in mind while looking at Broadcom. And what else do we have here? Palantir. Palantir is up 1.00%, which is around $1.65. We have confirmed 160.53 as a support, so that's a big positive. Our resistance for today is going to be 172.72. That's going to be our resistance. It's the diagonal line of resistance that we have out here. So that's all I can say right now. And overall, I think that we are in a bear channel. The little bit of bullishness that I see, if it translates into real bullishness on the chart, then we'll talk about it. But right now that seems very difficult because market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, momentum is also below average. Semiconductor ETF, SMH, is up 0.65% in pre-market trades, and it's going to get a support at around 344.72, which was earlier a resistance, but now a support based on the price action in the last trading day. But we have not confirmed it. So if we come to the support, there is no guarantee that the support will hold. It could break down from there and fill the gap down. But initially, you're going to have a support at 344.53. Tempus AI is up 0.38%. We had a topping tail in the last trading session, so that is bearish. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bullish, and I think the momentum is just at average. So I would say that we could also have a red candle today, moving in a range-bound fashion between the opening price right now and at around 79.96. That's the range. So with that said, let's go on and have a look at Genomics. Prime is flat in pre-market trades. It's going to get a resistance somewhere around 3.90 and it's going to get a support at around 3.46. Intelia is up 0.94%. In my opinion, Intelia is looking very bearish, market sentiment bearish, MACD bullish, but momentum is in the bottom, and so is the RSI. So I think it is going to be a story of consolidation. It's a bear flag out there. So breakdown, more probability happening to the downside than going to the upside. So that's what I'm thinking for Intelia. Caribou Biosciences is flat pre-market, and you have this major resistance which was at 1.85, and that has been cleared, but I would say that we still need to confirm this support, or did we confirm it? I think we confirmed the support already, and I think we have been hit this 2 times. So after the 4th time, every hit is going to reduce the probability of bouncing back up again. So today this stock is going to bounce off 1.83. So we're going to bounce off 1.83 and confirm that as a support, and our resistance is most likely to be 1.99. Next, let's go on to Beam Therapeutics. Beam is up 1.04%, a very strong movement ahead, 3 green candles in a row. However, market sentiment is still bearish. It needs to improve. MACD is improved. Momentum has improved. Plenty of room on the RSI. I'm getting more optimistic about Beam Therapeutics. Hopefully, the market sentiment also improves. And then we are going to see it move upwards. We'll have to see if we form a new bullish pattern. That would be a good thing once it gets confirmed at this point, which happens to be 26.77. So that's where I'm looking as a main resistance. Altimmune is up 0.39%. I'm very happy with the progress of Altimmune. We're going to have a support today at 4.81, and we are going to have resistance at 5.32. The only concern I have is yesterday we had a topping tail. That's the last trading day. That's always a bearish sign, but it was not a very bad topping tail with a very long wick, but nonetheless it's a topping tail. The MACD is pretty decent. It's gone up, and we also have RSI, which is reaching a overbought stage for this stock. Let us look at RSI scale where we have gone in the past, and let me do that here. So that will give us an idea of how much bounce can we expect. So I'm just going to take a rough line. So this is our resistance out here. Let me mark this as red. I'm going to pull this out. So this resistance has become a support today because we have broken out. So if we confirm at 7.74, if we stop there and we close at 7.74 or in that vicinity, we will be confirming this support, and our target is at 8.49. That becomes much more feasible. So I'm still holding Altimmune. Market sentiment bullish, MACD is bullish, momentum is above average, and RSI in the past has gone all the way to around 89.9%, and right now we are at around 73.98. So plenty of room on the RSI in my opinion. Altimmune is doing very well. Now let's look at Editas, which is up 1.25% in pre-market trades. Will get support at 2.37 and will definitely get resistance at 2.72. Illumina is up 0.15%, and it's just about breaking out of this diagonal line of resistance, and this diagonal line of resistance happens to be at 128.45. So it's looking pretty daunting out here, but the market sentiment is bullish. MACD is also bullish. Momentum is above average, and there's plenty of room on the RSI. So we are definitely breaking out of this, and tomorrow we'll have to expect to confirm this diagonal line of resistance as a diagonal line of support. We also have bull flag target of 151.10, which is still active. So overall, I'm bullish on Illumina. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 0.92% in pre-market trade. It will get support at 53.09. It will get resistance at 56.51. Allogene is flat in pre-market trades. It will get support at 1.35. Next, let's look at Grail. Grail is up 1.68%. It's trying to hit our target of 115.50. So that's what it's looking at. And I hope it reaches there because there is room on the RSI as well as MACD, whereas the momentum is below average and market sentiment is also below average. Let's look at PACB. PACB is down 0.63. PACB has been going down significantly, and for today the support happens to be somewhere around 2.18. So 2.18 is the point where we are looking at for PACB, and the support is going to be working out here. And market sentiment bullish, MACD bullish, everything is looking good for PACB. ARCG is up 0.75%. Everything's looking great for ARCG, except for the market sentiment, which I think is going to mend and become neutral by this morning when the market opens. And this is a very bullish setup out here. So I'm looking for some consolidation, formation of a bull flag or a bullish pennant, and then a breakout on the upside. Let's look at Vertex, which is up 0.05, sorry, which is down 0.05%, but it is traveling along this diagonal line of support, which is a confirmed support. So for today, the support is going to be 426.31, and for today, the resistance is likely to be around 434.35. Next, let's look at Ginkgo Bioworks, which is up 1.76% in pre-market trades, and it has got resistance at 9.37. MACD is bullish, but market sentiment is bearish. Momentum is also below average. Then I would like to look at Precision, which is up 1.60%, and it has helped Precision to bounce off the back of a value of somewhere around 3.74 as of close of yesterday, and the support that we have is at 3.64, and pre-market we are up 1.60% at 3.8. So our next resistance is going to come from 3.88. That's what I'm looking at. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bearish. So overall, there is a bit of bearishness out there. Next, I would like to look at Ultragenics. Ultragenics is looking a little bit bullish this morning. Market sentiment is bullish. MACD is looking a little bit iffy, and momentum is below average. But I think there can be a little bit of positive bounce for TNXP. And let's look at Ultragenics. Ultragenics has got support out here at 33.61, and we have almost neutral market sentiment, bullish MACD, momentum above average, plenty of room on the RSI. I'm rooting for Ultragenics, and I hope that we are forming a bull flag out here with the intention to break out. That would be the best case scenario, and we are back firmly on top of this diagonal line of support. So I'm happy for Ultragenics. That said, I'm going to move ahead and go to, there is one more thing that I wanted to talk about for one of our subscribers. DUOL. This was something one of our subscribers requested for a feedback on. I'm thinking that DUOL looks very bearish to me. Market sentiment is bearish, and we have MACD, which is bullish, but momentum is still below average and it is low. There's a gap down, and what is happening out here seems to be to me to be like a bear flag. This is Duolingo, and I think stocks like Duolingo might be doomed because AI can teach you languages, and it can be much more tailored to your needs as compared to Duolingo. So that's what I'm thinking about it. Now, having said that, I would like to go and just have a look at anything else that is available. Okay, that's about it. I think that's about it. I would like to finish the session out here and wish you guys a very happy day. Just let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up 0.30%. It still has a resistance at 99.790, and it's going to stay below that because Bitcoin generally follows index. If the index goes up, then we'll break out above this. I'll use index analysis to predict Bitcoin behavior. Okay, all done. Well, guys, I'm done for the day. If there is anything you guys want to ask me, then it's fine. Otherwise, I don't have much to talk about the crypto today. I'm not confident which way it's going to go. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I think I did gold also, if I'm not mistaken. Today it's a bit disjointed for me. Let me go and have a look at gold. Gold is looking pretty good. We just need to break out from here, that's all. Happy Friday to all of you. Have a great day and have a great weekend, guys. Bye for now. Inf, was there anything you wanted me to check out that I have not done? Let me check and see. INTU. Okay, Intuit. Let's do Intuit. Let's go to INTU. Let's go to AI and add INTU. Intuit. Okay. Intuit. Whoa, look at that. Gap down was done. It was filled up. Do we have a head and shoulder? I think not. This could be a bear flag. It could be a bear flag. So it's looking bearish to me. Market sentiment bearish, MACD bearish, momentum below average. And this is a bear flag in my opinion. Okay, do your own due diligence. But I would put this out as a bear flag. So this is the flagpole, and this is the flag, and the probability of us breaking down is much higher than the probability of us breaking upwards. So that's what I am thinking. I hope this information is useful to you. With that, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end. Go have my breakfast and have a strong cup of coffee. I didn't have a good sleep last night, so I've been dozing a little bit here and there while doing my analysis. You must have seen a moment of silence here and there. Apologies for that. I'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Bye for now. See you. When I say tomorrow, I basically mean Monday. Bye for now. I like coffee too. Bye. And thanks for that wonderful bag of coffee. I finished it off. It was nice.